That was a short break we had. So Maxwell, going to you straight so we don't kill another time. We had the judgments coming from the Asaba division, I think, sitting in Lagos. Several judgments you said didn't go well. I think it has to deal with a Labour Party candidate. And can you give us updates on those judgments that are coming out from our courts, please? Please.
All right, thank you very much, Kanu, for your question.
Okay.
I must state categorically that we've seen on the case of the judiciary and the kinds of judgment that we've been seeing. It's unfortunate that we've gotten a whole lot of judgments that are questionable, that when put on a scale, they cannot survive any test of credibility, equity, fairness, and justice. Now, for the judgments, as of I think that was yesterday, for where
I think it's really frustrating. I think the network is really bad. It's really bad. Let's take another this thing. We have some of the yeah, there's something is really bad. Let's take this very particular video from Comrade Aisha, talking about the loan that they took from how they are squandering the money that is remains by Buhari and co. Let's take a listen to that while we try to sort this very particular audio issue.
Everybody knows that Nigeria is broke. It's beyond broke. People are suffering. There's so much hardship in the economy. Yet, there's no reduction in cost of governance. Anyhow, monies are being spent. Monies are being borrowed, spent anyhow by people. I remember during the campaign, Remi Tinubu, I think that's her name, right? Remi Tinubu come out to say that, oh, they are rich, they don't need government money, whatever, and all of that. But yet, billions of Nigerians' naira are going to be used to buy vehicles for her. And that's okay. Why citizens are suffering, citizens are dying of hunger, then an illegitimate person who occupies, an impostor who is occupying that office is using their money to buy yachts, to buy vehicles, to renovate houses and all sorts of things. This is, you know, for me, the thing why I don't blame Nigerian people as much is that this man wasn't actually voted for. He lost the election, but rigged his way into office and now doing all sorts of things. But at the same time, is to look at this whole craziness. There are a few people who keep saying, oh, we are going to suffer. Oh, Aisha, it's you're going to cry for 8 years. Please, they should let me know when I should start releasing the tears. Because let me know. I'm ready. I always say that I have tears to read. But anyway, a supplementary list has been sent, right, to the National Assembly. Renovation of President's official residence in Lagos, 4 billion naira. Renovation of VP's official residence in Lagos, 3 billion naira. Construction of office complex in Aso Rock, 4 billion naira. Cars for First Lady, 1.5 billion naira. Meanwhile, this is the same person who went when I think it was during inauguration or something, that, oh, people are going to tighten their belt. There's going to be, oh, so it's you people that will tighten your belt. They won't tighten their belt. They don't have any reason. Let me look at this. Let me look at the list very well. You have purchase of SUV vehicles. We are talking about 2.9 billion naira. You have replacement of operational pool vehicles. You're talking about another 2.9 billion naira. We have renovation of residential quarters for Mr. President. Definitely not my president. 4 billion naira. You have another one again. Renovation of Aguda House. That's 2.5 billion naira. You have computerization and digitalization of the State House you have 200 million naira. Construction of office complex within the state house for that's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 4 billion naira. So they don't have office complex. What are they doing anyway that deserves any? Let them sit under the tree. After all, students are sitting under this tree. People are going to school under the tree. A lot of children in public schools, they don't have chair and whatever. Why don't they sit under the tree and do the work? If the offices are already in the state house, they are not enough for whatever nonsense you see that they are not even doing in any way whatsoever. Renovation of Dodam Barracks, official residence of Mr. President, 4 billion naira. There's another one. Renovation of official quarters of Vice President in Lagos, 3 billion naira. Acquisition, renovation, and rehabilitation of 2 numbers EFCC 45 quarters State House complex at Mabushi, 1.5 billion naira. Meanwhile, these are people, they borrowing your money, borrowing money that your great grandchildren are going to keep paying. They are using it for nonsense on themselves. Acquisition, renovation, and rehabilitation of 2 numbers EFCC for fitted quarters at State House complex at Guzape, 1.5 billion naira. Purchase of official vehicles for the office of the First Lady, 1.5 billion naira. Office of First Lady, there's nothing like Office of the First Lady. It's not constitutional. This is someone who told you that, oh, they have their own money, they don't need Nigeria's money. The person who said is Tinubu, I think, said he was richer than Osun State as a whole and all of that. Yet all of these monies are being used. Your money, people's monies are being used. Then Nigerians will sit down. They are praying for miracle, their own miracle to happen. The other ones, they will tell them not to do protest. Protest is haram. They will sit down. You'll be sending text messages to people to call. In short, anybody will send me text message, say me I can't pay anything, can't pay. Now, in short, now go help me answer that person. You want to, you just put your wahala on somebody.
So you see, Maxwell, we don't hear from Comrade Aisha, but going straight to what is happening in the Court of Appeal, can you please go straight to what is happening, the judgments that are coming out from the Court of Appeal? We know that through Zoom, yesterday, there were several judgments that came out. Can you please enlighten us on what went on and what are the decisions of the Court of Appeal that are sitting on these cases, please?
Well, the Court of Appeal delivered judgments in several cases, 20 cases particularly, about 20 cases via Zoom. The judgment came via Zoom. Some parties were present during the Zoom meeting. I was also part of the Zoom meeting. And I listened to a lot of judgments. And for most of the judgments, all I could just hear is dismiss, 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 dismiss. Now, a particular judge led the panel that issued the judgments in all of those cases. But there is one of those cases that are very striking. The case where a particular party had gone to make filings before the court. He went to file his documents before the court. And due to some technical issues, server issues, payment channel issues, the person could not make necessary payments and do the necessary filings. And he complained to the court about this difficulty, which is not a fault of his, but a fault of the court's arrangement. And another arrangement was made for which he had to make the filings at a later time. Now, this particular event, which led him to file these documents at a later time, eventually would backfire on the case, which they went to the court for. Now, the tribunal, which had the case, threw away the case on the basis of the fact that the case or the documents regarding the case was not filed properly and within time. Remember that I told you that the only reason why these documents were not filed properly and within time was as a result of the challenges that the court had, not the fault of the party involved in the case, but of the court's own fault. And then this case was also brought before the Court of Appeal, and the Court of Appeal also threw away this case on the basis of filing out of time. Now, I begin to ask the question, who is supposed to bear the consequences of the ineptitude of the institutions in Nigeria? Who is supposed to bear the consequences for when we see that our courts, our institutions, fail to do the necessaries, fail to put the necessary gadgets, equipment, facilities in place in order for litigants, for the general public to be able to access justice from this court? Who is supposed to bear the brunt? They claim that the laws are fixed and it cannot be moved, that it is like rock of Gibraltar that cannot be moved, and that once the constitution has made provision of a particular deadline, it cannot be shifted. But we've seen several technical issues, either deliberate, advertently or inadvertently, that the courts have used to throw away people's cases from the courts, which are not the fault of the litigants. So I don't think that we are ready for justice in this country. We saw the judgment that came out of the Supreme Court, for which I don't even agree with the judgment, even though the judgment is binding on everybody. But I don't agree with those judgments because these judgments do not reflect the provisions of the law. They do not reflect, the tenets of justice, equity, and fairness. So we need to go past these kinds of judgment that we receive from the Court of Appeal, from the tribunals, and from the Supreme Court, so that we can have a formidable system, a formidable institution going forward to foster proper democracy in Nigeria. It's very saddening that all of those judgments came, majority of them, of course, flawed, they do not align with the provisions of the law. So it's sad.
Before you leave, I will understand that people that are bounded in chain and happy in their chains, I'm talking about we Nigerians that are actually residing in Nigeria. I mean, it is evident that Nigerians, especially the young people who may have believed to be a beacon of hope, have failed woefully. I mean, what I mean is, it's apparent that amongst numerous examples of events that could have made a difference, just few ones stood out, or which many of us would have, have a turning point. Let me give you my points now. We have a daylight election rigging and changing of judgment at the tribunal, and even, as you mentioned, at the appeal court process, no response from the people. We have numerous INEC manipulations that even the Supreme Court has held up. No reaction from anyone. Election tribunal charred. No uprising as a result of those things. We heard about the CSU deposition. No movement whatsoever. What are we expecting for a change in this Nigeria, given the fact that people have started protesting about foodstuff? They are protested about the musician who died the other time. What is that his name? They protested. But when we talk about the issues that affect even the unborn children here, nobody seems to be reacting. What's your take, please?
Okay, Mr. Kanu, thank you very much. You see, what the problems that we've had as a people is that constantly we've had misplaced priorities, very, very misplaced priorities. It's a situation whereby instead of fighting for what will give us survival as a people, we prefer to fight for frivolities. It was saddening when I saw Nigerian youths hitting the streets requesting justice for Mohbad. Now, I am not saying that justice should not be served for Mohbad, but my views are that if you can fix the top, if you can fix the institution, if you can fix the leadership of that institution, then you fix the major problems. Then you can get justice for all of these people. How is it that we are dying of hunger? There is hardly electricity. There is no good road. The government is stealing the funds. The person who is in the seat of presidency did not get there by express provisions of the law. But the people do not know the reasons to protest. It's highly unfortunate, Mr. Kanu. Now, and to a certain extent, you may not blame them. To a certain extent, Now, the Nigerian people are suffering from PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress, whatever it's called. I don't know the medical name. Because with the events that have continuously happened, with the humiliation, the dehumanization, the intimidation, the battery, the assault that have been met by protesters anytime they hit the street, it has affected their mental reasoning, it has affected their psyche, that they are now afraid to hit the streets. But if they can hit the streets because of the passing of a particular young man, if they can hit the streets because of hunger, then I think that they can also hit the streets to take back their country. Because as it stands, every institution in Nigeria is highly corrupt. It is a case of monumental fraud and corruption. It is in this same country that snakes and monkeys and rats have eaten money. Nobody have accounted for it. It is this same country that you can see Bola Tinubu is already fixing about 1 point something billion naira for renovation of the first lady, for buying cars for the first lady. We are talking about buying a presidential yacht for the president to the tune of 5 billion naira. This is insane. And now they are releasing statements telling us that it is for the Navy. Does the Navy drive a yacht, for heaven's sake? Do they drive luxury ships? We need to wake up to our reality that these people are not ready to give us justice. These institutions, these people are not ready to play fair. These people are not ready to return the mandates of the people in a legitimate way. And except we wake up to that reality, we will continue to suffer. We will continue to suffer. I'm no prophet of doom, but this is the reality. This is the reality that a man who does not have any certificate is president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that the Supreme Court actually endorsed this, that the legislature is affirming and giving the executive more leverage to collect loans and to squander it, building bridges from our revenue, from the public funds into their pockets. This is laughable. That a particular senator, a particular legislator will come out and tell us that the reason why they need to get new cars of up to 150 million is because the roads are bad. Who was supposed to fix the road? Is it me that is supposed to make roads? Definitely not. So the people need to realize that it is time to hit the streets. It is time to take back your country. It is time to request for justice, to request for fairness, to request for equity. Because as a people, we cannot continue to accept this. It is only but a time we may not have any Nigeria to call our own, except we do the necessary. Because the very fundamentals of a democratic entity that holds us as a people have been thrown into the dustbin by this corrupt few, by these political oppressors who have taken over the country and our revenue generation in Nigeria.
Okay, Maxwell, quickly, please, whether on a get water for Abuja, share you there, Abuja, on a get water where this yacht, this big ship, where then they talk say Tinubu, talk say make them buy for them. I don't know whether big water they there where they near Aso Rock, where Ingo they follow the pass. So make you tell us whether Abuja get water where that big ship where then talk say make them buy for them, go follow pass, enter Aso Rock.
Well, what are they around Abuja? We get different water surfaces around Abuja, but that is not the issue, Mr. Kanu. In fact, I see this as a retirement plan. You know, say Muhammadu Buhari, before he retired, he was talking about the need to go and do vacation and relax in Niger Republic. Little did he know that he did not prepare well, and when the military took over Niger Republic, he didn't have anywhere to go to. Those are the realities. I feel that this is a retirement plan by Tinubu, because you know that Lagos State is filled with a lot of water surfaces. You have they are just by the river bank, so he wants to use this to start relaxing when he retires. But the reality is that apart from their statements where they say that this ship is for the Navy, because that's the statement that they put out there in the public, that it is the Navy that needs it. I've not seen the Navy anywhere where they are using a yacht, a luxury vehicle, or sorry, a luxury ship for combat bases. It's unfortunate that we live in this time. And you know, when you see this morning, Mr. Kanu, I think 5 billion This money can build health facilities in the 6 geopolitical zones. It can build standard schools in the 6 geopolitical zones. But they are not subsidizing anything. Fuel is not being subsidized. Petroleum, kerosene, everything is not being subsidized. Academics, schools are now increasing school fees. There is no subsidy everywhere. But the president thinks that it is better to buy a yacht, to renovate buildings with billions of naira, to buy cars for the first lady and for other members of the executive and the legislature instead of helping our nation to grow. This is simply what Peter Obi has been talking about. This is just simply a government that is only bothered about consumption. They borrow to consume. Meanwhile, we had a same candidate, a candidate with a lot of records, academic records, different things, track record of governance, who was supposed to lift us from this consumption mentality to a production mentality. But look at where we are. It's highly unfortunate. And I think that Nigerians need to do the needful and take back their country.
Yeah, the thing they remind me about that time where Rocha Sokorocha there for Imo State. They put in statue everywhere, in go put in statue for different corners of this thing. Make we know they're surprised one day now. Then go do statue of Tinubu, then go replace them for Unity Fanten for that very side. But anyway, getting back to the major thing as you talk, one of the things we besides is say if they happen to Nigeria, then just they shut up. It be like say na hunger. It be like say if people they very hungry, that is you impoverish them to the level be say they no feel react because of say the hunger they worry them. Maybe na the thing where they worry Nigerians. Now what me I dey think because I no see where they go just they squander money like this and nobody won't even talk, nobody won't react, and hunger won't keep people for their different of their house. The thing dey too much. Anyway, thank you very much, Maxwell. And I see say you get one tweet where you talk say America massive since 1970 something. Now be the time where they stop to the talk about this yacht and all those things. Whether they don't change, they don't get another yacht for their president. But waiting you talk for your tweet, you talk say that between 1977 and 1980, and that one don't pass 40 years, have you? It don't even pass 40 years. And those people are people who get water. And I reference Abuja water to show say Abuja when I know no get they fit get river where you dey talk, but that one no fit collect presidential yacht where need plenty water like water where we say they like Atlantic Ocean. No, they are Abuja now. So Maxwell, you get any other thing where you want to share with us before you leave? Okay, I think we don't get them. Maybe we come back to studio. Angel, he says since when we okay. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead, Maxwell. Yes, go ahead, Maxwell.
Just to say, like that presidential year what they talk about, not even 1980, now 1880 to 1970 something or so, where we say the government of the United States of America don't stop the use presidential years. And the reason why they stop, we say Jimmy Carter will be the president that time talk say now wasteful spending for them to even drive presidential yacht. Now waiting make and come say okay, no will come out from governance. One thing I want to say to the general public before I leave today, Mr. Kanu, be say the people need to realize say government belong to them. I want people to realize say now you be government. If government don't stop to the treat you with as the way we law talk, you need to collect your government back. It's as simple and as short as that. We need to come to the realization that except we force Nigeria to work, Nigeria will never work. These people are only ready to hold us down. So I'm only calling on the general public, Nigerian youth, to take back their country.
All right, Maxwell, thank you very much for explaining all these things to us. I make we come back to studio. We know say around 8 p.m. David Undain and Aaron Greenspan It get one obonge this thing where they put together program where they want to do for Zoom and transmit also by the West African Weekly YouTube channel, which they call Dissecting the FBI, Tinubu's FBI file. So that is the topic, Dissecting Tinubu's FBI file. It will be going on YouTube at West African Weekly, and that will be happening today by 8 p.m. We'll be joining them. Do endeavor to join so that you can hear and get first-hand information from Aaron Greenspan, who has steadfastly held on to the fact that Nigerians must know the truth and the criminal records of who happens to be presiding over the nation. So we'll be glad to hear from him and David Hundeyin. So keep that date and time in mind as we come back. So, Angel, coming over to waiting to happen now for markets, nobody if you buy anything, bread don't reach 1,500, nobody if you buy gas again. And this NLC, the last time they said they had a conversation with the executive, that the federal government, they said that they are going to open a refinery by November, October, November. They are going to open a refinery either in Port Harcourt. You understand me?
Yes.
They gave several things with timelines that has never happened. And yet, the Nigerians are just keeping quiet. You know why I keep mentioning keeping quiet is that, you know, from here, we are talking our own talk. You understand?
Yes.
There are people who do the talk. There are people who are to take action. There are people who, you understand? So if they call us the opposition, what we do is to actually look into the government and see what they are doing that is wrong and then bring it out so that they can change from that. The people, there is starvation in the land. People are suffering, and yet other people are buying foreign vehicles that could not even bring jobs to our people.
Exactly.
If you look at if they were patronizing Innocent, Innocent will be employing thousands
So many.
of people.
Yes.
You know, they have other vehicle production.
Even they will be gaining tax because they will tax
and
him.
all that. So they are not reasoning to that extent, and the common man that is always going to farm every day doesn't even know how it affects him until he goes out to buy a bottle of Coke and they tell him the price is double. Until he goes out to get his normal, whether it's Ogogoro, and they're telling the price has doubled. Because even the person who is going to the farm will have to pay transport, and that comes into the value chain of the fuel that is very high now.
Yes.
So our people just need to realize that it is we elect leaders, not minding the fact that we did not vote for Tinubu. He is already in that place, and he must look in fear of the people. Whenever a leader does no longer care about the people or is not afraid of the people, the nation is doomed.
Exactly.
Several people have said that.
Exactly.
So if the people we have elected, at least in the National Assembly, the senators, the House of Reps, if they are no longer scared of recall from their constituents of their senatorial zone, then, I mean, they would take us for nothing. I mean, we can't even, I mean, they can't do what they are supposed to do.
They can't be serious.
They won't be serious. So this is reaching out to all the 1 million Nigerians and obedience out there. We need to call out the government that is in power to do what they need to do for the masses. The suffering of the masses is too much, and if let me just hold it there. Esther, I know your mother do muy.
Well, anyway, is very inconsiderable for the presidency to think of this particular thing. Like, there are so many things you can solve with 5 billion naira. There are so many things, hospitals, schools, so many things, even companies that can employ youth, keep them busy. No, they choose to spend it on their own personal, it's very, very personal, on their own personal needs, on their own personal affair, without even minding what the country is turning to, without even minding the cries of the people, the hunger in the land, without even minding in fact, so many things. Don't even consider the masses at all.
Yes, and there was one of the reasons they were giving. They said that the yacht is for Navy. What concerns Navy and yacht? It has no relation to Navy. But someone actually went on live on national TV and is saying that, trying to make excuses, and is saying that this had to do with the Navy, that is where the Navy will stay for the president's security.
Are you kidding me?
You must really think that we are stupid.
Exactly.
How stupid do they think we are?
For them to actually think that we will believe that a yacht that is obviously a luxury,
luxurious,
exactly,
yes,
is now for Navy.
Exactly.
Can you literally fight with a yacht?
I wonder.
There's no linkage to that. So they are just trying to find reasons, and just like you were saying, there is no river in Abuja, and there is no place that I had to be. So maybe it will be in Lagos.
Exactly.
Lagos is the only place that has that kind of river and
yes,
can actually, do that. So this is but sad that
the
this
height
kind
of the height of rascality. But let's even it all boils down to corruption. Exactly. If you talk to my brothers in the north, they call it corruption. Let's look at what General Oluchi has to do about say about corruption. Okay. She put up a very beautiful and encouraging video out there that is from General Oluchi, and she's saying that the corruption that has eaten deep into the executive, the legislature, the judiciary is so heightened that she has to take time to make this very video. It's quite interesting. Let's take a listen.
Hello.
Hello, this is James. Can I speak with the Honorable, please?
Yes, James. How are you?
I'm fine, ma. I'm sorry to call you this early, but there's a problem.
What problem?
You know, ma, I was awarded a contract with a budget of 500 million, but this morning I just received only 100 million, and I was wondering if there is a problem.
No, there's no problem, James. You received the right amount. I'm looking at your file here. Yeah, you received the right amount.
I was approved for 500 million to begin relocating the government school in my community. This contract was awarded to me, and my men are ready to start work. But 100 million it's not enough, man.
So you think that the contract would have been approved without my signature and the approvals of some of my friends? Do you think that all it takes to get 500 million naira is to submit a contract? Did I not tell you that I have to settle some people and massage some shoulders? You should be grateful that I sent you 100 million naira. You see, this is why I don't like doing these kind of things for people I know. That money is enough to build whatever you want in your village. Hire a contractor, put some basic furnitures here and there, use zinc, go to the market, buy zinc, put it there. I'm not remove all those fancy things you put in your budget. No reasonable person will use that amount of money to build a school. James, you know, a school that the country wait, James, let me finish. A school that the country won't even recognize. Is that what you want to spend all that money in? Who needs a school when they can join the streets and hustle, James? Did the president, did he even attend any school? Does INEC require any education to even be the president or governor or anything in this country? Everyone knows that school is pointless right now. Even a 4th diploma can get you a job in Nigeria. So don't come here giving me all this sermon. Don't be wasteful.
But ma, I am very shocked that you're saying all of this. This is very disappointing and not encouraging at all. I've already made promises to my people that this project will kick off soon. Even the parents and children, they are very excited. During the town hall meeting yesterday, there is no place to study in my community as we speak. Even the building is crashing on them. The children are sitting on the floor. So, ma, we really need your help because this money will really go a long way.
James, I am surprised at you too. Why Why do you care so much? Are you the only one in your community? Why not allow others to try as well? Do you know how many times you have awarded contract in your community? You told me your son is planning to study to go for master's program overseas. Why not use some of that money and help him? You are not a bad person, James. Use 1 million naira from the money I already gave to you and do giveaway if you really want to do something. Or you explain to them that there are some delays holding back the money you promised to use to execute this contract. You can even buy a wheelbarrow, village, buy cutlass, buy all these things that they need in the village and give to them. They will be happy. They will appreciate you. See, I will send you the number of my professional photographer. His fee is 5 million naira only. He will take good pictures for you so that you can put it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and everywhere else. And even the media will publish your name that you did good for your community.
My act of good conscience, my conscience will not really allow me to do it. Like, I'm really so...
Conscience no dey pay bills, so conscience no dey pay bills. When you needed this contract, James, you begged me to help you. But now that you already gotten the connection, now you are running your mouth and trying to lecture me on how to do these things. You're basically telling me how to do my job. Hello, James. Hello? You see, he hung up on me. Very ungrateful boy. Stevie, come and bring my car key. Let us go. We have to go and check that car dealer. I don't know why he's sending me the wrong car color. I told him I wanted black, and he keeps sending me all kinds of stupid colors, green, yellow. I don't know why he does not listen. Please, get the car ready. Let us go there and settle this thing once and for all. And make sure that we have to wire money to him today, because if we don't send him money now, he will find another excuse not to give me the car.
Say no to corruption. Na him be the thing. Thank you, our own General Oluchi, for giving out this very one. Make some people know how waiting then they call contract they take B. So all these billion and billion where with the year they go around. Renovation of residence 200 billion. Renovation of First Lady's motorway sport 200 billion. 300 billion. But all those money when I see now, so as General Oluchi show am. Now so then go carry small money, chicken money, give the man where then go call hungry contractor. The hungry contractor then go begin now, they struggle, they go take pictures, they make them order. But with all those ones, make we for our time and the network where they get issues, we don't they give us signal, and the signal be say make we for waka come out for studio, so that we go prepare for the next show. I'll come back as usual. So if on a day there, make on for like and share, make other people know what's in the happen. We must keep talking. Talking is our own. Even when I won't call the talk person for the obedient movement, now we be the talk people for the obedient family movement and the TV itself. So we will not go give up hope. We go to bring everything where they work out, whether from Bilao across Nigeria and beyond, they come. Make we tell on the truth of waiting they happen until we decide to take back Nigeria.
Thank you so much, my well-meaning Nigerians, my lovely and intelligent, obedient worldwide. Say no to corruption. Exactly. If Tinubu and his co can use 7 billion, my people, to do just renovation, how much be building? If they won't build new one, how much? 2.9 billion for First Lady SUV. My people, where are the poor people? Did they even think, say, poor people dey inside this country? Do they even think? They claim, say, they get money. Now their personal money be this billion. No be Nigerian tax. No be Nigerian money. Even the senators and reps, where they buy 100 and something million naira SUV, should be our own innocent get motor, get company, where they go even patronize them, buy, so that innocent go employ more youth, pay tax so that they go keep on spending, but they no go do them. They go carry and go outside the country. Everything na outside. Consumption, they borrow, they consume. They borrow, they consume. Because they stole the mandate. It's not their own. When you get something no be your own, na so it dey be. Because they didn't suffer for it. They only snatch, grab, and run away with it. My people, like, subscribe, share, make all the obedient they hear how they squander our money. No be say they go borrow am, do any infrastructure. Now to borrow and eat, na be the only thing where this APC government to know. Thank you so much for being with us. Maxwell, we appreciate you. Thank you. God bless you. We appreciate you. We love you. But God loves you more. Bye for now.